Hi, my name's Karen E. Wells and welcome to Module 8 on this NLP certification course. Now, Module 8 is all about the meta programs. This is a very important aspect when it comes to NLP. So this module again is quite in depth. Let's have a look at meta programs. It's all about language. So it's all about the way that the client uses their language. You're looking at things that have happened in childhood. You're looking at resistance. You're looking at moving away from all of those. So let's look in depth now as this video module turns into slides and we really look at meta programs. Okay, so we've already mentioned meta models and meta programs, but let's have a look at them now in greater detail. So this comes from research back from 1956. And it's about the mind's ability to retain information when it was only possible to manage between 5 or 9 pieces of information at any given time. So an individual's meta programs can be detected from the way that they use their language, and it takes time to learn this. So this is an in-depth module within the training manual. So let's consider you were trying to build rapport with somebody quickly. You might choose to dress, speak, or even behave like this person. If it sounds extreme, it actually does work. So when you begin to detect an individual's meta programs, rapport can be achieved much faster simply by matching the language patterns of the individual. People use meta programs in an unconscious way, but when you're able to match the meta programs, an additional dimension within those layers of communication has been added. It links with the unconscious and the conscious mind. There's 7 meta programs that can be used to increase the effectiveness of communications, but it's important to understand the basics here and how they arise. So we absorbed instinctively the meta programs from our authority figures, so our parents and teachers. We do this in respect of our culture and we grow up and experience life generally, and as we do that, our meta programs may change. If when as a child you were told off for being too open or too emotional, perhaps you were naturally a person that wore your heart on your sleeve. As you grew up, it was impressed upon you to suppress this openness and you started to become more detached. It didn't just impact your choices of friends or relationship, but even your job choices. And in fact, if you looked across your whole life, you would see it probably impacted everything. So when you connect with somebody's meta program, it must be used to only expand your understanding of them and to improve the communication. So a large part of NLP is being able to understand and identify the language used by others. With this mindful approach to meta programs, you're able to discover patterns of behaviour before they're even apparent. So let's look further at that. Each person is unique and all their choices and decisions are influenced by their experiences, their memories, their values, and through the information that's filtered through to them. 2 people that face the same situation will make varying decisions based upon them. It could be because one person feels overwhelmed by the amount of information provided, while the other may reach a quick decision, and this can be based on the feelings. The differences are down to the meta programs. So if you wanted to be successful in your chosen field, you would emulate a role model by implementing the processes that they use. You model yourself on that person. It works through meta patterns, through analysing the content about this individual by watching, listening and talking to them. To be successful in this, it requires that you understand, listen and use the same meta programs. So when you try on somebody else's model of the world, it gives you a completely different perspective and a new option for you. So let's have a quick look at more deeply into some behaviours. If we look at somebody that's proactive or reactive, if for any individual that prefers to take an action, they operate on the proactive end of the scale. If you have somebody that tends to sit back and wait for things to happen, they're reactive. Some individuals display both of these, and it's dependent on their situation. So it can be their situation, it can be that they go for one or the other, or they display both of them. Let's look at moving towards and away from. So we spend a lot of time and energy moving towards or away from something that could be pleasurable or that we wish to avoid. We assess whether we're taking the action and whether it's beneficial by using our own values as a guide. So if we think about somebody who makes a resolution to lose weight and to exercise more, initially they're determined, they're motivated, and it begins to work. Sometimes for little reason doubts start to creep in and the individual might become demotivated. They eventually get themselves back on track and they become motivated again. So they've had a little dip in the middle. So this is a type of moving away from something and moving towards the scenario. So they're moving towards the scenario, they're moving away, they're moving back towards that scenario. So they might have an away from meta program, and that means they're simply propelled to take action by means of getting away from something, i.e. a weight gain or a lack of fitness. So this module goes more in depth into those. So please make sure that you're having a read on those meta programs and models. It's very important to understand this for NLP. So that brings together the end of Module 8. There's just one self-assessment task for you to do. So take the time to do that because it's asking for your clarification on what you feel meta programs are. Because that's quite in-depth to learn all about language, and it's going to be very useful for you and your clients. Take some time to really think and study that. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Module 9. Have a great day.